Hello and welcome to this Thinking Skills hypnotherapy session to stop a monkey mind. This session is designed to help your mind become clearer, calmer, and more selective about where your attention goes. Maybe there are times when thoughts seem to leap from one branch to another, planning, remembering, wondering, and then wondering about wondering. And of course, thought itself is not the problem. Your mind is meant to think. The real challenge begins when your mind learns that it doesn't have to chase every thought that appears. A busy mind is often a capable mind that's simply been left without a clear conductor. Like a room full of radios all tuned to different stations, there may be useful information somewhere in the noise, but when everything plays at once, nothing feels clear. And now your unconscious mind can begin to retune the system, lower the background noise and bring one useful signal forwards at a time. Now you don't need to fight thoughts. Fighting thoughts gives them a job. You don't need to force silence because forcing silence becomes another kind of noise. Instead, you can learn to let thoughts pass like birds across the sky, like leaves on a stream. And each time you notice the movement of the mind, you can return to calm, return to focus, return to the quiet center inside you. And it's interesting to discover that the part of your mind that used to run ahead can begin to serve you differently now. It can become a scout instead of a stampede. It can bring useful ideas when useful ideas are needed, and then rest when rest is better. And so, in this session, you're going to develop a new inner rhythm, a rhythm of calm attention, of choosing one thought, one breath, one useful direction at a time. And as we begin now, you can simply allow yourself to get comfortable, to settle in, and prepare to let your mind become quiet in its own natural way. And now you can settle into a place where you can remain undisturbed for a while and just begin to make yourself comfortable. Take a nice, slow, deep breath in now. Hold it for a moment and then let it out slowly, just allowing your eyes to close. That's right. And now take your attention to your eyelids and the small muscles around the eyes. You can relax them so completely that for now they simply don't need to work. You can relax them so completely that they feel a total rest. Just relaxing them to the point where as long as you keep that relaxation there, they just won't open. And when you're sure you've relaxed them that much, just pretend to test them. Just to prove to yourself that you've done it. That's right. And now stop testing and just go deeper. And you can just send that relaxation from the eyelids into the face, smoothing the forehead, relaxing the cheeks, through the jaw, the neck, the shoulders, into the arms and the hands, down through the chest, the stomach and the back. Just allowing the hips and legs to relax as it flows all the way down into your feet, all the way down to the tips of your toes. And in a moment you can imagine one hand becoming loose and limp, totally relaxed. And whether you imagine it resting heavily or lightly, you can let that hand represent the whole body letting go. And the more limp the hand becomes, the deeper the body goes. And the deeper the body goes, the quieter the mind can become. And it feels so good. And you can relax the mind. And in a moment, I'll ask you to imagine counting slowly, beginning with the number 1. And after each number, you can double your mental relaxation. And after just a few numbers, you can allow the numbers to fade, to blur, to drift away and disappear into nothing. 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 And so begin now. 1. Softer. 2. Slower. 3. Double that mental relaxation. 4. Let the numbers fade. 5. Fading away to nothing. 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 And when the numbers are gone, the mind can rest in the space where the numbers used to be. That's good. And you can go deeper. Every breath takes you deeper. Every sound takes you deeper. And every pause takes you deeper still. And as you rest here, listening to my words and the spaces between my words, just imagine that you're standing at the entrance to a quiet garden at dusk. The air is soft and still. The colors are gentle. There's a pathway ahead that's smooth beneath your feet, and each step along the path takes you further away from unnecessary mental noise and further into a place of inner order. With the first step, your forehead smooths. With the second, the tiny muscles around the eyes release. On the third, the jaw unclenches and the tongue rests easily. With the fourth step, the shoulders drop. It's as if they've remembered how pleasant it is to stop carrying what doesn't need to be carried. With the fifth step, the breath becomes a slow, steady tide, breathing in and breathing out. The path curves beside a clear stream, and on the surface of that stream leaves float gently by, each one carrying a thought. Some leaves carry old thoughts, some carry future thoughts, and some carry thoughts that are not even important enough to name. You don't have to stop the leaves, you don't have to count them, and you don't have to follow them downstream. You can simply notice them passing. A thought appears and floats on. Another appears and floats on. And the stream keeps moving, calm and steady, whether there's a leaf there or not. Ahead, there's a small stone bridge, and as you cross that bridge, you move from the land of busy thinking to the land of calm attention. Halfway across, the air seems even quieter, and perhaps you can hear a distant bell. One clear note, reminding the mind that one clear sound is more powerful than 100 scattered noises. Step by step, you cross that bridge. And at the far side is a comfortable seat beneath an old wise tree. As you sit there, the whole body settles. This tree has roots deep into the earth and branches open to the sky. Rooted and open, still and aware, quiet and alive. And you can become like that, right here, right now. And now as you rest in this quiet place, your unconscious mind can learn that the monkey mind is not an enemy. It's simply energy without direction, curiosity without a calm leader. It's attention that has forgotten it can choose. And from this moment forwards, you can begin to choose. You can notice a thought without climbing inside it, and you can notice a feeling without being pushed around by it. And ideas can come and go without needing to finish it right now. You can let thoughts pass. And as the thoughts pass, calm remains. And there may have been times when the mind jumped ahead into tomorrow, replayed yesterday, compared things, imagined conversations, solved problems that didn't need solving, and rehearsed outcomes that never happened. And perhaps that part of the mind thought it was helping. It may have been trying to protect you, to prepare you, to keep you alert. There's no need to criticize it. There's only a new job to give it. And from now on, that active thinking part can become your focusing part. It can help you notice what matters, help you return to the now. It can help you place attention where attention belongs. And when there's nothing useful to solve, you can rest. And just like the good guard dog doesn't bark at every falling leaf, your mind doesn't need to react to every passing thought. The good guard dog rests until there's something real to notice. And a good mind rests until there's something useful to consider. And you can let the mind rest now. You can quiet your mind now. Quiet your mind now. And the more those words settle in, the more your unconscious mind understands them in its own way. There was once a traveller who came to a crowded marketplace. Every stallholder called out at once. One sold memories, one sold worries, another sold plans, and one sold regrets. There was a stall selling arguments that had already ended and predictions that had not happened. The traveller became exhausted trying to visit every stall. And then an old guide appeared and said, "You don't have to buy everything that calls your name." And the traveller stopped. For the first time, he simply stood still in the middle of the marketplace. The voices continued, but he no longer moved towards every sound. He noticed one voice, then let it fade, then another and let it pass. And as he stood there, calm and unmoving, the marketplace seemed to grow quieter. Not because the world had changed, but because he had changed his relationship to it. Then the guide said, "Choose the stall that serves your journey and leave the rest." And from that day on, whenever the traveller entered the marketplace, he smiled. Noise no longer controlled him. He knew how to walk calmly through it. He knew how to choose. And your mind can learn that same skill now. A thought calls your name and you can choose. A worry waves for attention and you can choose. An unfinished idea appears and you can choose. And an old memory knocks at your door and you can choose. Attention is yours and your attention belongs to you. And any time the mind begins to jump, you can bring your attention gently back to one simple thing: the breath, the body, the room, the task. The next useful step. Not 10 steps, not 100 possible steps. Just the next useful step. And there's a calm authority growing inside you now. It may begin as a feeling in the chest or a steadiness in the stomach, or maybe a softness behind the eyes or a quiet space in the forehead. However it begins is right for you. And as it grows, it becomes easier to say inside yourself, not now. Not harshly, not angrily, just calmly. Not now. Not that thought now, not that story now, not that problem now. Return to the breath, to the body. Return to now. And the thought loses its hook. A thought without your attention becomes like a radio playing in another room. You know it's there, but it no longer matters. And then even that fades. And from now on, when unnecessary mental chatter begins, a calm inner signal activates. Perhaps you notice the breath, the feel of your feet. Perhaps you hear the phrase, return to now. And the moment you notice the monkey mind, that noticing itself becomes the doorway back to calm, back to focus. You don't have to be perfect at this. You only have to return. Return once and you strengthen the pathway. Return twice and the pathway becomes clearer. 3 times and the mind begins to learn. And every time you return, your calm attention becomes more natural. Just like the water in that river gradually smooths stones, repetition gently reshapes the mind. Each return matters, each return teaches. Each return says to the unconscious that this is the way now. And you can feel that way becoming more familiar, more natural. Focused when focus is useful. Creative when creativity is useful. And quiet when quiet is useful. That's balance. That's skill. That's mental freedom. Now imagine tomorrow or some future time when the old busy pattern might have started. See yourself there from the outside first. Notice your posture, your breathing, how quickly you realize what's happening. And instead of following the thought jungle, you pause, you breathe, You soften your shoulders. You say inside, return to now. And you do. Now drift into that future you. See through your own eyes, hear what you hear. Feel the calm choice inside your body. A thought appears and you let it pass. Another appears and you let it pass. You place attention on what matters. You feel clear, capable, mentally clean. And you take that skill into another future moment, perhaps working, resting, having a conversation, doing something simple. And once again, the moment the mind begins to leap, you smile, because that moment is no longer failure. It's a reminder. Return to now. Breathe, soften, and choose. And every time you do that, you're training the mind to become a servant once again, not the master. A helpful tool, a clear instrument, a quiet companion. And the mind can think when thinking helps. The mind can focus when focusing helps. And the mind can rest when resting helps. And you can enjoy the space between thoughts, the peaceful gap, the quiet room inside awareness. Nothing needs to be chased, nothing needs to be forced. Just this breath, just this moment, just this calm. And now it's time to bring this session to a close. In a few moments, I'll count from 1 to 5. And with each number, you can return gradually and comfortably to ordinary waking awareness, bringing with you this new calm authority over your attention. 1. Beginning to return now, bringing energy back into your body while keeping a calm mind. 2. Becoming more aware of the surface beneath you, the position of your body, the space around you. 3. Taking a deeper breath now, letting fresh energy move through the chest and the arms, the hands, legs and feet. 4. Feeling clearer, steadier and more awake, as if the mind has been rinsed clean by cool, clear water. And 5. Eyes opening when you're ready, returning fully to the room, feeling refreshed, alert, calm and present. And even as you come back, you can notice that thinking feels a little different. There may be more space around the thoughts, more choice, more ease. And if the mind tests the old pattern for a moment, that's fine too, because now you know what to do. You simply notice, breathe, soften, and return. And from this point forward, whenever you notice your thoughts beginning to jump from one thing to another, that noticing becomes a signal for calm. It'll happen naturally. You may take one slower breath, you may feel your feet on the ground, and you may relax your jaw. And you'll hear the words, return to now, somewhere inside the mind. And when that happens, you can let the thought pass and bring your attention back to what's useful. And each time you do, the pattern strengthens. Each time you return, a calm attention becomes more automatic. And the ordinary moments of life can become reminders that your attention belongs to you. Your mind can quiet itself, and you can choose one clear thought at a time. Thank you for joining me in this session today. You've now begun a new relationship with your thinking mind, one based on calm leadership rather than effort or struggle. Let the benefits continue to unfold in ordinary moments, in quiet pauses, and the simple act of returning to now. Thank you for taking this time for yourself today. And until next time, goodbye and good mental health.